Good morning and welcome to News at 10 on Rajya Sabha TV. I'm Aishwarya Kapoor. Now, India and Pakistan are to hold a comprehensive dialogue. Well, that is the big story. We'll be getting you all the details on. Also, we'll get you the latest from Chennai, where moderate spells are troubling the city, but the Met Department has said that the worst is over. Well, all of that and much more in the next half an hour in this news bulletin. Let us begin with the headlines. India and Pakistan to resume comprehensive dialogue process. Issues including peace and security and Jammu and Kashmir to be part of dialogue. Foreign secretaries to work out modalities. Sushma Swaraj to make statement in Parliament on her Pakistan visit. Prime Minister Modi to travel to Pakistan next year for the SAARC summit. Government plans to counter Congress's campaign in Parliament, alleges main opposition stalling key bills. Congress counters, says it is awaiting centre's revised formulations on the GST. As the rains return to Tamil Nadu, Chief Minister writes to Prime Minister urging him to declare floods a national calamity. More rains forecast in the next 24 hours. And with the 2 days left at the climate conference, negotiators release a shorter draft of the agreement. US announces plans to double grant to help developing nations adapt to climate change. Well, today's big story, India and Pakistan have decided to engage in a comprehensive dialogue that will include peace and security and Jammu and Kashmir. Well, the decision was taken after Sushma Swaraj's successful visit to Pakistan, where she met Pak Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif and Foreign Affairs Advisor Sartaj Aziz. Now, Sushma Swaraj will be making a statement in Parliament today over her Pak visit. The process that began with this courtesy meet, as many called it in Paris, has ended in the announcement of the beginning of the comprehensive dialogue between India and Pakistan. The announcement of the end in the logjam in ties between the two sides was made after External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj met Pakistani Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif and held talks with the Pakistani Foreign Affairs Advisor Sartaj Aziz on Wednesday.
हम दोनों देशों ने समग्र वार्ता प्रारंभ करने का फैसला ले लिया है। मैं बता रही मुझे पूरा कर लेने दीजिए, मैं बता रही हूँ। जो डायलॉग कॉम्पोजिट डायलॉग के नाम पे चल रहा था, बाद में रिज्यूम्ड डायलॉग के नाम पर चला, हमने तय किया है कि हम नए सिरे से उसको कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव बायलैटरल डायलॉग कहेंगे। कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव बायलैटरल डायलॉग में वो सभी पिलर्स होंगे जो कॉम्पोजिट डायलॉग में थे, और उसके अलावा भी कुछ और चीजें जोड़ी जा सकती हैं।
The comprehensive dialogue will include discussions on security, confidence-building measures, economic and commercial cooperation, counter-terrorism, religious tourism, narcotics control and humanitarian issues. Pakistan has also assured India about the steps taken to expedite the early conclusion of 26/11 Mumbai attacks trial.
इस comprehensive bilateral dialogue को आगे कैसे बढ़ाया जाए, इसके लिए दोनों देशों के फॉरेन सेक्रेटरीज को हमने कहा है कि वो बैठ करके शेड्यूल भी इसका तय कर लें और मोडेलिटीज भी। शेड्यूल यानी कब कब किस किस पिलर की मीटिंग होगी, और मोडेलिटीज यानी कौन कौन सेक्रेटरी या किस लेवल पर ये डायलॉग होगा। लेकिन जो सबसे बड़ी चीज़ है कि जो कॉम्पोजिट डायलॉग और बाद में रिज्यूम डायलॉग के नाम से चीज़ रुकी पड़ी थी, वो बैंकॉक में हमारे एनएसएस की मीटिंग के बाद, और वो एनएसएस की मीटिंग की टॉक्स, वहाँ की वार्ता सफल होने के बाद आज जो हम लोगों की मुलाकात हुई, उसमें हमने ये तय किया कि भारत और पाकिस्तान आपस में समग्र वार्ता करेंगे।
Apart from the resumption of talks, the big takeaway has been the announcement of Prime Minister Modi's visit to Pakistan next year to attend the SAARC summit. The quick-paced developments after the Modi-Nawaz meet in Paris also saw the national security advisors of both the countries meet in Bangkok on Sunday. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV. And UN Chief Ban Ki-moon has welcomed the resumption of dialogue between India and Pakistan. He said, and I quote him now, "We always welcome the efforts by the leaders of India and Pakistan to resolve any of their differences bilaterally through negotiations, and we hope that that proceeds." Quote unquote. On to some other news now. Well, allegations and counter-allegations in the National Herald case continued in and out of Parliament for the second day in a row on Wednesday. Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi called the case 100% political vendetta coming out of the Prime Minister's office. Well, the BJP responded by daring the Congress leader to back his claim with proof.
100% political vendetta, pure political vendetta coming out of the PM office.
For the second day in a row, Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi targeting Prime Minister Narendra Modi with claims of political vendetta. He alleged that none other than the Prime Minister's office were directing the campaign against him and his mother. He also rejected the charge that the Congress is using Parliament to threaten the judiciary.
Who is threatening judiciary, we all know. I have full faith in the legal system of this country, and we will see. At the end, what comes out, the truth will come out.
Other Congress leaders also termed it a selective campaign against opposition leaders.
This yesterday's case, before yesterday's case, is one among the series. The way they have been treating Mrs. Gandhi and his family members, the way they have been treating the Chief Minister of Arunachal Pradesh, the way they have been treating the family members of Chidambaram, but there is no action whatsoever against the Chief Ministers of Bharatiya Janata Party.
राजनीतिक मामले में राजनीतिक लोगों के दबाव में ये काम हो रहा है, इसलिए हम लोग कह रहे हैं कि ये राजनीतिक बदले की भावना है, मगर इससे कांग्रेस की आवाज दबाई नहीं जा सकती है.
Hitting back, the BJP dared Rahul Gandhi to substantiate his claims against the Prime Minister with adequate proof.
We would ask Rahul Gandhi if he has courage enough, if he has honesty enough, if he has a standing as a leader of his political party, he should come down to Parliament and give the proof of the statement which he has made against the judiciary, the proof of the statement which he has made against the government and the Prime Minister's office. We call him that he should come and give the explanation in the House.
A Delhi court has ordered both Sonia and her son Rahul Gandhi to appear on the 19th of December to answer allegations that they illegally acquired property worth crores belonging to the National Herald newspaper. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, the logjam in Parliament due to Congress protest over National Herald issue came up for discussion on Wednesday in the Union Cabinet meeting, where the ministers felt that key legislations, including the GST bill, should not become casualty, and there was a need to counter opposition's campaign. Union Ministers Arun Jaitley and M. Venkaiah Naidu briefed Prime Minister Narendra Modi about the case and the court order asking Congress President Sonia Gandhi and her son Rahul Gandhi to appear before it on 19th of December, and the resultant ruckus in both houses of Parliament for last 2 days created by the main opposition party. The cabinet ministers were unanimous in seeking a robust counter to the Congress's campaign, which has attributed political motive behind the case. The government has been attacking Congress for seeking a remedy from Parliament for something that happened during a judicial process and has been suggesting that the main opposition party was doing it to block the passage of key reform measures, including the GST.
Trying to prevent the governance and stalling important legislations through unconstitutional and undemocratic methods, as being done by the Congress, is the real threat to democracy.
Meanwhile, the Congress has rebutted the centre's allegations that it is stalling key reforms in Parliament. Now, speaking on the GST bill, a senior Congress leader P. Chidambaram said that the party is waiting for revised formulations and the government has not given them anything so far. Now, Chidambaram said that the issue has been discussed with the Congress President and Vice President as well. He also said that the party's opposition to 3 key issues remain and it is awaiting the government's revised formulations.
Both the Congress President and Dr. Manmohan Singh told the Prime Minister that we have 3 major concerns on the GST bill, and we have given our formulation of how those concerns should be addressed in the bill. There was a discussion. The government explained its position, and we said we'll reflect upon it, but we would like to have the government's formulation on the 3 issues. As of now, we do not have the government's formulation on those 3 issues.
And now let's take a look at what all events are lined up for the day in the day ahead. National Human Rights Commission of India will celebrate Human Rights Day today. Chief Justice of India, Justice J.S. Thakur, will be the chief guest, and MOS for Home Affairs, Kiran Rijiju, will be the guest of honour. Human Rights Day is marked annually to commemorate the day in 1948 when the United Nations adopted the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. The theme for Human Rights Day 2015 is Our Rights, Our Freedoms, Always. Defence Minister Manohar Parrikar, who is on a visit to the United States, will have a formal meeting with US Defence Secretary Ashton Carter at Pentagon today. The two are likely to discuss ways to deepen the long-term strategic partnership between the two countries. The two leaders would also travel to Norfolk in Virginia to visit the ship. Now, this is Parrikar's first visit to the US as the Defence Minister. The final verdict by Bombay High Court is likely today in the Salman Khan hit-and-run case. Justice A.R. Joshi will resume pronouncement of verdict in the appeal filed by the actor against the 5-year jail term awarded to him by the Mumbai Sessions Court on 6th of May. On Wednesday, the High Court rejected the evidence of Ravindra Patil, former police bodyguard of Salman Khan and witness in the case, stating that Patil's statements were wholly unreliable. The Supreme Court will hear a plea of SMYR Consortium, which levies a toll on behalf of the MCD from commercial vehicles entering Delhi, that the civic body be restrained from encashing its bank guarantee, allegedly due to drop in cess collection. Earlier, the consortium had alleged that besides municipal toll, it has been given additional burden to collect the court-mandated ECC from commercial vehicles entering Delhi. Chief Election Commissioner Naseem Zaidi and other election commissioners will visit West Bengal today to review the state's poll preparedness. The 5-year term of the West Bengal Assembly is coming to an end on 29th of May 2016. The polls are to be held 6 months prior to the end of the term of the Assembly. And in Breakfast News, we'll take a very short break, but we'll be back with more news. Stay tuned.
Tales that inspire, stories of social change. A salute to diversity, promoting public discourse. Events that motivate, inspiring the innovative spirit. Watch Rajya Sabha television documentaries every Friday at 10:30 p.m, Saturday 12:30 p.m, and Sunday at 1 p.m.
Welcome back. Now, the Union Cabinet has given its approval to the Real Estate Regulation and Development Bill 2015 as reported by the Select Committee of Rajya Sabha. Now, CCEA also approved the creation of a buffer stock of pulses in the current year itself.
In a bid to restore the confidence of consumers in the real estate sector and boost domestic and foreign investment, the Union Cabinet on Wednesday gave its approval to the Real Estate Regulation and Development Bill 2015 as reported by the Select Committee of Rajya Sabha. The Cabinet also approved central legislation to declare 106 additional inland waterways as national waterways. Measures to encourage shipbuilding and repair industry under Make in India initiative. MOU between India and Indonesia in the field of new and renewable energy cooperation. MOU between India and the United Kingdom in the field of cooperation in the energy sector. In the wake of the recent crisis related to rise in prices of pulses, the CCEA has approved the creation of buffer stock of pulses in the current year itself. Procurement of 50,000 tons will be made from the Kharif crop and 1 lakh ton from the Rabi crop. The CCEA also gave its nod for mandatory use of jute in packaging for the year 2015-16. Vishal Dahiya's report for Rajya Sabha Television.
And some good news coming in. Well, India is set to get its first bullet train, not from Chinese makers, but from Tokyo. Now, the low-cost plan and a promise to have a substantial Make in India component and transfer of technology helped Japan clinch the deal. The 98,000 crore rupee project was cleared by the cabinet on Wednesday evening. Now, it is set to be announced during Japanese Premier Shinzo Abe's visit later this week. Now, Tokyo is expected to finance a bulk of the project through a $8 billion loan. The first high-speed train will run between Mumbai and Ahmedabad, with the possibility of extending it to the Delhi also in the future, with the trains zipping along at up to 320 kilometers per hour. The Mumbai-Ahmedabad railway is expected to shorten travel time between the two cities from around 8 hours to roughly 2 hours. Now, construction is supposed to begin in 2017 with the completion slated for 2023. Now, India has plans for 7 high-speed rail corridors starting with this one. Remember, Abe will arrive in New Delhi on Friday on a 3-day visit to hold annual summit talks with Prime Minister Narendra Modi, with a focus on forging greater synergies between the two major Asian economies. Now, they will review implementation of various decisions taken in course of the last 1 year. The summit meeting will be held on 12th of December, and Abe is also likely to visit Varanasi, the parliamentary constituency of Prime Minister Modi, on the same day. Now, fresh showers once again sent residents indoors in the Chennai city, where normalcy was slowly limping back. Now, taking note of the tragedy, the central government has decided to set up over 100 flood forecasting stations in parts of the country. Chief Minister Jayalalitha has written to Prime Minister Modi urging him to declare the floods a national calamity.
Fresh spells of rain on Wednesday increased the people's problem in Chennai. The Met Office is predicting heavy showers till 11th of December, indicating that the receding water levels could start to rise again. Civic bodies are also working hard to check any likely epidemic outbreak.
बच्चा लोगों के स्कूल आने जाने में बहुत परेशानी होता है, दुकान भी बंद हो जाता है, काम भी नहीं चलता है, बहुत पानी हो गया रूम में.
ஸ்கூல் திறந்து ஒரு மாசம் ஆயிடுச்சு, பசங்களுக்கு புக் இல்ல, ஒன்றும் இல்ல, எல்லாம் ஸ்கூல் போகாத கஷ்டப்படுதுங்க. காய்கறி விலையெல்லாம் ஏறி போய் கிடக்குது, ஒன்றும் வாங்கி சமைச்சு சாப்பிட முடியல, இருக்கிறதுக்கு இடம் இல்ல, தங்கறதுக்கு வசதி இல்ல, யாரும் எதுவும் செய்ய மாட்டாங்கறாங்க.
About 280 people have died across the state. Large sections of the city are still submerged in water. DMK Chief M. Karunanidhi visited flood-affected areas and met people, while Chief Minister Jayalalitha renewed her appeal to Prime Minister Narendra Modi to declare it a national calamity. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Now to some international news now. With just 2 days to go for the climate conference in Paris to end, the negotiators have released a slimmer but still troubled draft of a global climate agreement with little indications of how differences will be resolved. Meanwhile, the US announced plans to double the grant funding that it provides to help developing countries adapt to climate change to around $860 million a year.
The United States is committing to double our public grant-based adaptation investments by the year 2020. And we are prepared to do our part, and we will not leave the most vulnerable nations among us to quite literally weather the storm alone.
Major announcement by the United States to help vulnerable nations adapt to the impact of climate change, such as extreme weather events. The Obama administration moving to unblock fraught negotiations on the new climate accord due to be struck in Paris on Friday. The money will be part of an existing promise by wealthy countries to jointly mobilize $100 billion a year by 2020 in climate finance.
Significant increase in the commitment that the United States was prepared to make in investments that would assist communities that are struggling to adapt to the impacts of climate change. But there's still a lot of work that remains to be done.
But it is still unclear if the announcement would help in clearing the slew of stumbling blocks in reaching a strong climate deal. On Wednesday, negotiators released a new, shorter draft of an international accord to fight global warming. This new accord removes many previous questions but leaves several key issues unresolved, including the long-term goal of the pact. The draft also does not settle whether governments are aiming to limit the global temperature rise to 1.5 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial times or close to 2 degrees Celsius.
Well, the first impressions are that, whoa, we are in Wednesday and there are still big questions open in the whole deal, but we still have everything in play. So let's hope for the best now.
Ces négociations, d'une manière tout à fait ouverte et transparente, auront lieu entre mercredi après-midi, mercredi dans la nuit et jeudi. Et j'espère que à ce moment-là, nous aurons suffisamment avancé pour que, après une série d'itérations,
India has once again asserted that the goal of capping the global warming to within 1.5 degrees will require developed countries to massively reduce their emissions and scale up the financial support to developing countries. Meanwhile, activists from Greenpeace rolled a 2-story high mechanically operated polar bear into the conference venue on Wednesday morning. It was one among many scattered protest actions scattered around the 2 weeks of talks. The talks in Paris are scheduled to end in 2 days. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Some more international news and updates now in World Wrap. Greek police on Wednesday rounded up some 2,300 migrants who had been stranded for 3 weeks at the border with Macedonia and transported them to Athens, dashing their hopes of seeking asylum in Northern Europe. Some 350 police were involved in transferring them on 45 buses to an indoor sports stadium in Athens used during the 2004 Olympic Games and to a discontinued airport. Saudi Arabian women running for elections are making history as it is the first time that women are allowed to vote and contest the polls in the kingdom. Around 865 women are among about 6,000 Saudis standing in the local elections due to be held on 12th of December. Women's participation in the polls, the third of their kind in the oil-rich Gulf country, was decreed in 2011 by the then King Abdullah. The monarch, who died in January, had also ordered that 20% of the members of the kingdom's quasi-parliament in Shura Council be females. The UN Security Council will hold a meeting today to discuss human rights violations in North Korea. The meeting was scheduled after 9 council members, including Britain and France, called for talks on Pyongyang's dismal rights record. Several North Korean escapees, including a former political prisoner, will attend the special session. The second time, the Security Council will discuss the regime's human rights record as a threat to international peace and security. Dozens of people were killed in fighting at the airport in the southern Afghan city of Kandahar after an overnight attack by Taliban insurgents, while a key district in neighbouring Helmand province fell to the insurgents on Wednesday. The attack on the airport, one of the most heavily protected bases in the country, underlined the Taliban's ability to inflict serious damage on security forces that are still shaken by the insurgents' brief capture of the northern city of Kunduz in September. Let us bring you all the sporting action now in Sports Beat. Well, after getting a good response to its auction for 2 new IPL teams, the Indian Cricket Board could look at setting up another T20 league in which new teams could be auctioned in the future. This new league could either be played in the window left open by the Champions League T20 that is no longer being played, or the BCCI could even look at a new window. World number 3 Roger Federer's 2-year partnership with the Swedish coach Stefan Edberg has come to an end. The pair, who have 23 major titles between them, announced the split via dual statements. During their time together, Federer won 11 ATP titles but failed to add to his record haul of 17 Grand Slams after losing 3 finals to world number 1 Novak Djokovic. Olivier Giroud scored his first hat-trick for Arsenal to ensure the Gunners qualified for the last 16 of the Champions League by beating Olympiacos. Needing to win by 2 clear goals, the Gunners produced a performance of nerve and announced to finish second in Group F. Giroud headed the opener in the first half, then stroked home the second after good work by Joel Campbell. The French striker put Arsenal's qualification beyond doubt with his third from the penalty spot. Chelsea forgot their domestic woes by easing into the Champions League knockout stage with a routine victory which eliminated opponents Porto. The Blues enjoyed some luck for the opener as Diego Costa's low shot was saved by Porto keeper and rebounded in off Ivan Marcono. Porto, needing to win to join Chelsea in the last 16, offered little threat. That's all in this edition of news. Thanks for watching.